Alright, let's go ahead and make us an image that I'm going to go do on, let's say, painted ceramic tile. And then later I'll do a mirror. First you need an image. So I don't have one in mind yet, so let's go make one. Let's come down here to the Studios drop down in the lower right corner. And we'll go to Generator. And we'll wait for the generator to load. And it will open up in its own window. Right here. Maximize it, and the first thing you're going to do is start in this stage 1. So we're going to choose Nova Prompt Builder, and this is going to help us build a prompt so you don't have to type, you don't have to be that creative. And we're going to select Build a Nova Special. This is guided, so it's guiding you to make a prompt for what you would like. And I would like a coral reef scene filled with details and other creatures. Okay. Now you can, if you choose this right here, you're going to get a real nice grayscale result, or you can just do a full color scene or whatnot. But this is nice for engraving with lasers. I really like this style here. Maximum detail, I always just leave that on full. And let's go ahead and make a circular framed scene. And if you wanted any other features, let's say high contrast and detailed textures. Okay, when we press generate over here, it's going to type the prompt for you. And here's the prompt that's typed. Okay, and we'll go ahead and press generate. Over here, you don't have to really worry about anything. Just this is all automated in this column. But you can go ahead and change the image size if you'd like to. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Now let's go change the image size to 2048 by 2048. And this will be very high quality.
How do you play this game?
Alright, now here's what we get. Let's use this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save it. And there is a file structure within Laser-IT that has its own. See Laser-IT and generated images, and then you can go ahead and put it into a folder. I'm just going to save it here. And when it's done, it'll say saved here. Now I'm going to press Use in App, and this is going to load it into Laser-IT, and it's asking us what material is it going on, which lens are you using. If you're using a fiber laser, just keep it on 1.5 inch lens, because that's going to put the most detail within your processed photo. If you're using a CO2 laser, choose your actual lens that you have within your machine, and I'm going to keep it at 350 dpi and lock setup. Now it knows the material and lens we're using, and I will maximize this window here. It's a little laggy because I'm recording a video with this. Alright, so let's zoom these in. So now you can see there's a difference between this and the grayscale values. That's because it's automatically edited the photo, the grayscale values that work best on this material. Now we just answer the questions here. It's real simple. Do you want to remove the background? Yes, because there's a white background in here, but we could also circular crop it. But I'm just going to press remove background. And right up here, there will be a meter that will show you how far along it is. And when that's done, that will turn green and it will tell you the background's removed. And after the background's removed, it's going to ask you, down here in Studios, there's a donors feature where I have included into the software all of the donor images that I've done on all the different materials that have turned out perfectly. And what it's going to do is it knows the material, and it's going to know the material you've used your donors on, and it's going to automatically calibrate the grayscale values of your image for the material for tried and true results. Okay? So after this is done removing, it's going to ask us that question. Okay, it's told us it's done. And there we can see it without the background. And now here's our auto calibration question. And it's asking, yes, apply the learn grayscale now, or no, open the calibration lab, which you don't need to do anymore because I've made it simple with the donor system built into here. So just press yes here when it asks you this, or you can press cancel and keep it the same. So I'll press yes. And now it's just automatically calibrated the grayscale that works best for that material. The next question is, do you want to restore the image? No, because it has 6 megabytes of data in it. It's a good size. The pixels are clean because this is a generated image, but if this were a photo of a human being or a dog or whatnot, you could use restore and it's going to clean up the image for you. So we're going to go ahead and skip that. Now it's asking, do you want to crop? And you can see here, we've done the material and lens, and it says done, we've opened a photo, done, we've removed the background. We skip restore, and now we're on crop and frame. No, we don't want to crop it because basically a remove background already did that for us. So pre-process, now we're here, and this is always a must. You have to do this. And there's a meter up here that lets you know how far along it is. And when this turns green, when this is 100, then we can go to the next question. Then after this question, during this question, you're going to set the size you'd like this to be and its DPI, which we've already set to 350 back here, so it's going to automatically be 350 here, so you don't have to do that data entry. And then you simply save it, and then you bring it into your laser software, and you go burn it with your laser. Give it another few seconds here, and it will finish up. If you watch the size here, it's going to about double in size. See that? And now it has 23.5 megabytes of data. So now we have a really good foot forward for processing for the laser now. So now we're going to, yes, open the studio. And let it think for a couple seconds, because right now it's auto-tuning the photo, the grayscales, okay, to our painted ceramic tile, as you can see here. Okay, now it's done doing that. Now we set our size. Let's go ahead and make it 6 inches, the size of my tile. 350 DPI, don't have to do nothing there. Everything's set for you already, okay? But if you wanted to come add more brightness or whatever, you can do that after. Like if you go burn this on the laser and you say, it could be a little brighter, but not brighter by turning up the power, but brighter in the actual image itself, okay? You can come over here and raise or lower the brightness or add contrast. So after this step, I'll actually minimize this window so you can come back to here and adjust it. Then when you press lock recipe right here, it's going to now lock in this recipe that we got from our original donor. This is our original donor's recipe it's using, okay? And then when you change this and you press lock recipe, then it's going to refine this painted ceramic tile even further. So next time you use painted ceramic tile, it's going to be using your customizations here. But leave this alone, it's pretty dang good already. Okay, now I'm going to press test on main preview, and that's right here. Also back here, but this will update after it processes this at that size and the DPI. It'll tell you right here when it's finished, and the edges will be a lot cleaner too. This is just a display right here. You'll see. See, now it's clean. And this is actually dithered. So now if we minimize this, and here is our original, here is our processed. See that? Original, processed. And you can zoom out, and right here, this zoom level, this is how it should look exactly on a white tile painted black, or black acrylic, or black painted glass, or even black granite. Okay, exactly like this, colors and all, it should match this here. Okay, and then you can go back to a split view, and this is our original, and this is where we're at now. And now we got to answer the question, yes, save. Always answer no here unless you need a specific 2-bit bitmap photo. Just about any other laser can use a nice PNG, and that's what it's going to save it as now. So you always answer no there. And this is the laser ready folder within the laser-it working images laser ready. So this has all been processed through step 6 here. These are all good to go on the laser. And you can see these ones are lighter looking versus these ones. That's because these were processed for wood, and it's a completely different process than what you need for different materials. So now it's processing in materials specific grayscales. Okay, so I'll go ahead and save it. Then after you save it, the self-learning settings suggester will pop up. Okay. Now here's the self-learning settings suggester. You can see I have a 100-watt laser. I'm using a 1.5-inch lens. Our tile's 6x6. It knows we're using painted ceramic tile, and it even knows my paint brand I'm going to use. Okay, and this is set up. The paint brand and your materials are set up within the part of the software that's going to tell you what to charge people. I'm trying to make it like its own accounting software as well, because it's job aware. Okay, so now I'm going to analyze this specific image, and here's the metrics of that image. Okay, and it knows the DPI, the paint type, and everything. It's very important. Now I'm going to press calculate, and what it's doing now is it's going through all of my, which this data is also included in your software. It's going through all of my historical data of jobs that have worked out perfectly. And it's going to analyze all of these metrics and compare them to my previous jobs on what worked and what didn't. Well, mostly what worked. And then it's going to suggest my speed and power. And I'm going to listen to it for, this is a perfect setting and speed for my machine. It's going to work perfectly. Okay, but if it doesn't, let's say it takes 15.5% power because my paint was a little thicker. Come here to feedback. You type in your speed, and you type in what your power was. Then you would press submit feedback. I'm not going to, because if I do that, then it's going to start learning again. Okay, so when you go for your first time and you're going to use these settings that it gives you, well, don't be so sure that this is the perfect setting for your machine. Play with your power, and when you get that image looking its best, then you'll come back here and go to feedback, and you'll say, okay, this was my speed and this was my power. And from there forward, it's going to learn your machine and start suggesting very accurately for your material, the size, the DPI, the lens you're using, and the wattage of laser. If I change the wattage of laser, and I go calculate it again, it'll give me a different power level because it's compensating. See that? Different power level, and that's probably very accurate. I just don't, I don't use my 60 watt anymore, but I have a 60 watt and a 100 watt, and then I have a 60 watt MOPA fiber laser, which this would also work for your fiber laser. I would have to come in here and add some fiber specific settings. But for the most part, you could just pretend that this 60 watt is your fiber laser and whatnot, and it'll still learn it. It's just, there's no physical relationship. It doesn't know it's actually a fiber laser or a CO2 laser, okay? All right, so now we're good to go. We've saved it, and then we would go to Lightburn. I just did this on a mirror yesterday, but we would press Control I, and we would go into my laser ready folder, and it's this one right here. And I would set this to my black layer. And if you zoom in, you'll see the detail that makes up the photo. And if you, my computer is locking up here. I don't know if you guys can see this screen actually. Let me go back to laser-it. Oh yeah, well the most important thing in Lightburn is when you double click on where you enter your speed and power, there's a switch in there called pass-through. Always make sure pass-through is on. That tells Lightburn to leave my photo alone. Do not further process it. Let me show you guys something cool now. So let's say you got an SVG shape. You got a shape of a PMAG or a heart-shaped granite monument. You come here, and we will do prompt to physical shape, or you can use an image you like an image of somebody, and it's going to put that into the SVG shape for you. We'll go with prompt for now, and leave this here on auto detect, and it will detect what your SVG shape is. For the negative space that's going to be around the image it's going to put in there, you can fill it with scroll work. So that's right here. And I pretty much just leave everything else the same. Now, when you get the software, you're going to have to browse, and you're going to have to go find your SVGs that you'd like to load in, like I have done here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use, I'm going to go with the heart-shaped SVG. I got Zippos. Here's the heart memorial, and that's an actual heart-shaped piece of granite. So I already have that loaded in here. And once you browse and load it, they'll be in here from now on. So if I scroll down and find the heart memorial right here, and you're going to press load afterwards, and that loads the SVG shape into the software here. And here's where you're going to type what you want in there. Make a memorial with dates and a name. And you can be specific with dates and the name. This is just for an example. Make a scene with Jesus, deer, water, trees, and an angel. Okay. Pretty much just leave everything the same and press use physical shape prompt. And over here, it just wrote a nice, long, lengthy prompt that you did not have to type. It did it all for you. And now we're going to simply press generate, and it should make us a nice granite memorial that fits right into our actual heart-shaped piece of granite, or whatever shape SVG you put into this software. Could be a knife blade, could be a curvy piece of wood, whatever it is. Just get your outline of your shape, save it as an SVG, and voila. Isn't that nice? And then if you want to process it, I'm going to go ahead and save it first. And it will tell you it's saved. Use in app. And let's go with black granite. I'll change that to 285 DPI. Lock setup. Okay. It already has, it doesn't have a background, so we can skip. We don't want to, okay, so it's going to use our learned grayscale, yes. And now we don't need to restore, we don't need to crop, yes, pre-process. And then again, step 6, apply to job in step 6 and save it. Nice and simple. And here's our original, here's our process. Do you see the difference in the colors? That this is the original, this is for specifically black granite, okay? Open step 6, let it think for a second. Let me close this, open it again. It was stuck on our last photo. And whatever our actual heart-shaped piece of granite is in size, I'm not really sure what that is, but it's a real heart-shaped memorial. And you can see it has black granite selected for us, our DPI, and we just hit apply to job. And when this is done, you can minimize or close this window and then go save it, and you're good to go. And there we go, it's finished. We can minimize it, and we can see here, here's the processed image for granite. And right here, this zoom level, you see how it looks clean like a photo? This is exactly how it should appear on your granite. Then you save it. Again, always press no here. Save. And you're done. You're ready to go to the laser or to your laser software, and make sure you use pass-through mode. Saved, and then here's the settings suggester. Now it knows black granite. So we'll analyze, calculate, and it's on 100 watt again because I'll show you guys how to set that up actually. There's a user setup. Actually, when you first load the software, it's going to ask you what machine you have, which lens you have installed, how many watts it is, and it'll also let you choose your preferred DPI for wood and your preferred DPI for anything but wood, such as granite, painted ceramic, acrylic. All of that's basically one big category. So this is the power I would use on black granite. And hope you learned something. It's pretty simple to use. So go have some fun.